and welcome to TotoTCG. You are here with me, Matthew, and we are back here with another Pokemon video on the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be checking out Sky Legends, or Sky Legend. Probably Sky Legend sounds a little bit better here. We're going to be checking out all the remainder cards that we haven't already checked out, including a little sneak peek at one of the GXs that we haven't already seen. So, without further ado, let's do it, and let's head straight over and check them out. Okay, so here we are, and let's get on with it. Let's have a look at all the cards from Sky Legend that will obviously be in our Unified Mind set. Now, we've obviously looked at quite a majority, well, sorry, not quite a majority. That is a complete understatement. We've looked at 4 cards at the moment from this set. So we do have quite a few to get through. You can see a bit of a list here, as well as a few spoilers as to possibly what this set was about. It was called Sky Legends for a reason, and those Sky Legends aren't actually going to be part of the set. So you can see a quick rundown there of some of the different bits and pieces that we'll be having a look at today. So, we start the proceedings off very, very nicely with, of course, Rowlet and Alolan Executor, which we've already checked out fully on the channel. So if you haven't seen that, definitely go check that out. That's got its own separate video. We then move on to the next card, which is this one, which is called Dwebble, or Dweeble. And a very interesting card because this one, there's about 3 others as well that all contain a legendary bird. Now, I'm unsure as to whether this will be in our Unified Mind set because it does have the legendary birds in it. It makes sense that it will be because it's part of this set, but because of this little extra, it might not be. I love this artwork though. I like the fact that they all look very shocked at the birds, and you'll see a few more as we go on. So definitely a very, very nice one there with Dwebble. That is a colourless for Dig Claws for 10 damage. That then evolves into this, which is a Crustle, or Crustle. Both of them, they're very much just like crabs in a shell. This is like a bigger crab though. Love the artwork. Very, very interesting. Does have an ability here with Shell Armor. This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. And then Grass Double Colours for Fury Cutter, 50 plus damage. Flip 3 coins. If 1 is heads, this attack does additional 40. If 2 are heads, this attack does an additional 80. And if all 3 are heads, it does 150 overall. So that's possibly 200 damage for just 3 energies. That's not bad. Definitely like that a lot. We then move into Fomantis, which is one of the little clay models. Like this one a lot. Very, very cool. 1 colour, Sweet Scent, heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. And then 1 grass for Leafage, which is 10 damage. That then evolves into a Lurantis. Very, very nice artwork. We've got a colourless here for Petal Blizzard. Does 10 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon. And then we've also got another grass here for Soul Slash. It just says Soul. Maybe might be like a Sun Slash instead. Who knows? But we've got 50 plus damage, and this Pokemon if this Pokemon has any fire energy attached to it, this attack does an additional 50 damage. That's interesting. Definitely load that one up on fire. We then have a Bounce Suite coming in this one as well. So 1 grass, we've got Splash for 10 damage, and then a double colour, we've got Spinning Attack for 20 damage. That then evolves into a very nice looking Steenie. Right there. So with double colours here for Double Slap, 30 times damage. Flip 2 coins, this attack does 30 damage times the number of heads. And then Grass double colours for Leaf Step for 60 damage. That will then evolve into Serena right here. Very, very interesting artwork there. Very nice indeed. Looks to be a holo as well. Ability here, Queen's Reward. Once during your turn, you may attach 1 grass energy from your discard pile to your active Pokemon. So a nice way of obviously getting that energy onto grass-type Pokemon very quickly. Although, yes, you will have to try and evolve up a Serena. So there is that to definitely keep in mind. And then for a grass double colours, we've got High Jump Kick for 90 damage. So it's okay. Probably just going to be used maybe for that ability. We then move into the fire types here. We've got a Numel. Very, very nice. Colourless, for a Tackle, which is 10 damage, and then Fire 3 colours for Flamethrower, 80 damage, discard 1 energy from this Pokemon. That, of course, then evolves into a very, very awesome looking Camerupt right there. Load of steam going around here. Double colours for Tackle, 50 damage, and then 1 Fire, 3 colours for Strong Flare, 150 damage, and you discard 2 energies from this Pokemon. We then move over to Victini right here. Now this will be the one that will come out in our set. But this one was apparently the box promo, so we'll probably get this at some point, either in a single or triple blister. That's my guess anyway. That seems to be the ongoing thing. So for 1-5 we got Victory Sign. Search your deck for 2 basic energy cards of different types and attach them to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. Then shuffle your deck. And then we've also got Under the Fire for Flare, which is just 20 damage. Moving on from that, we've got a Fletchinder, which we actually haven't already seen Fletchling, so that'll probably come in the colourless section. So we've got this one right here. So for 1-5 we got Flame Charge, 20 damage. Search your deck for a fire energy and attach it to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. And then we move into Talonflame, which does look absolutely amazing on just like one piece of land there, but the colours look great, really does look awesome. So for 1-5 we got Heat Wave for 40 damage, and then your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. And we've also got Fire and Colours for Flare Blitz, 100 damage, discard 1 energy discard 1 attached. I can't even speak. Discard 1 energy attached to this Pokemon and do 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench. So, I mean, that's pretty cool, because you can obviously do 100 up front and then 50 on the bench, so that could help in the long game. Plus, a Retreat of Nothing is pretty good. We then have a Snorunt in this set. Very cool artwork indeed. So we got 1 water for Icicle, which is 20 damage. And then we also have a Frostlass, which again looks really cool. And it will be a holo as well in the set, so that's going to be an interesting one to look out for. 1 water, we've got Bitter Sigh. 20 times damage. Put up to 7 damage counters on this Pokemon. This attack does 20 damage times the amount of damage counters you put on this Pokemon. Now, bearing in mind it has 80 HP, so you would be able to do 140 here, but you'd be leaving yourself open for just a 10 damage quick snipe. So it's pretty good for 140 for just 1 water, but you are putting yourself out there definitely with the damage counters going on this. Similarly, you've also got 1 water here for Icy Wind, and that's 40 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. But I definitely think that first move is pretty good. We then have a Snova. Love the look of this one. That's so cool. You've got the rainbow effect up there. Sliding down some snow. It looks really happy. Really, really cool. So for 1 water, we got Powder Snow. 10 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Evolves into an Abomasnow, which looks... I love that artwork. Again, works really well. So for 1 water double colour, so we've got Quick Freeze, 70 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon has any water energy attached to it, the opponent's active Pokemon is now paralysed. That's going to be an interesting one. And then for 2 water and a double colour, so we've got Wild Tackle for 140 damage, and it will be doing 20 to itself. So a little bit meh, but overall, not bad at all. Apparently it evolves from Snorunt. That's interesting. It's actually a Snova, but there we go. We've also got this one, which is another interesting one that when I saw it, I was like, what the heck is this one? Cryogonal? Cryogonal. Something like that. It's basically a snowflake, and it looks pretty nice. So for 1 water, we got Tick-Tock Lock. 10 damage. Your opponent can't play any item cards from their hand during their next turn. That is pretty cool. Just to be able to do that 10 damage, and maybe this thing gets knocked out, but you are stopping your opponent from obviously using item cards, which is big, big stuff. We also have a Keldeo, which we have already checked out on the channel, so we don't need to check that one out. Last one of the waters, we do have a Tapu Fini, and it's not going to be a holo, it's just a normal one. So for 1 water, we've got Sharp Fin, 20 damage, and then for double water and a colourless, we've got Nature Wave, 100 damage. If your opponent has any Ultra Beast in play, the cost of this attack is colourless. Okay, so if there is one in play, doesn't say it has to be in the active, but if your opponent has one on the bench, this is just 1 colourless for 100 damage. That's pretty nice. That's pretty good indeed. We then move on to Electricity, and we've got a Magnemite here. Love this artwork so much. This looks amazing. That is so nice. So for 1 Lightning, we've got Supersonic. The opponent's active Pokemon is now confused, so no damage done there. This then evolves into a Magneton. We got 1 lightning for lightning ball, 20 damage, and then triple colours. We got tri attack, 40 times damage. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 40 damage for each heads. We then move into that is pretty sweet indeed. Look at those Magnemites. We've got Magnezone with a ton of Magnemites around it. So the ability double type. As long as this Pokemon is in play, its type is both lightning and metal. Okay. And for a lightning and double colours, we got Magnet Bolt for 120 damage. Search your discard pile for a trainer card, show it to your opponent, and put it into your hand. So a nice way of obviously getting those trainers back, which is always pretty sweet to see. We then get a Zergatry coming in the set as well. And we've got 1 lightning for 3 mirrors, 30 plus damage. If your opponent has exactly 3 prize cards remaining, this attack does 90 more damage. So that's 120 damage for 1 lightning. That is great. And then for 2 lightning, we've got Signal Beam for 50 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Moving into another few cards here that I think might not make it into the set, but we're not 100% sure at the moment. But I do quite like this one. Look at this. This is so cool. It's Ekans, but obviously he's so shocked because he can see Articuno up there. I love these cards. They look so derpy. They're just like, oh, what's that? It's a bird. It's so cool. I love it so much. So double colours here for Tail Smack, 30 damage. And then we do have an Arbok here, but what's that? Oh yes, Jessie is in this one. But we have got a nice Arbok right up in the camera there. Or right up in the picture, should I say. Ability here, we've got Death Throws Pattern. That probably will get renamed, maybe. When this Pokemon is knocked out by damage from your opponent's Pokemon's attacks, choose 2 cards from your opponent's hand without looking and discard them. Okay. I mean, it's pretty nice. You know, you get to just discard your opponent's stuff. So that could be quite annoying. Then for a Psychic double colours, we got Rocket Tail, 50 plus damage. If Jessie and James is in your discard pile, this attack does an additional 80 damage. That's kind of giving away what one of the trainers might be. But 80 damage on top of that, that's 130 damage overall. It's pretty nice. We then move into a Coughing. Very, very interesting artwork here. Looks something out of like a comic book. Really, really nice. 1 colours for a Tackle, 20 damage. Right there. And that evolves then into a Wheezing. And who's that? Oh yes, it's James. But I just love how you can see the Pokeball there, and obviously it's just coming out here. So cool. So the ability does have one. It's got White Hole. You can use this ability once during a turn. If this card is discarded with the effect of Jessie and James, then we'll get to obviously see that, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and discards it. And then we'll just sort of like get rid of that. And then we got 1 colours for Tackle, which is 40 damage. Then we move into something rather interesting here. We've got Uxie, Mesprit, and Ezelf right here. Now let's see what these do. Now this one's a holo, and there's a reason for that. The ability, Secret Territory. If you have Mesprit and Ezelf in play, apply weakness for each Pokemon, both yours and opponents, as ×4 instead. That is crazy stuff. So if you manage to get Uxie, Mesprit, and Ezelf all on the bench, you are ×4 on weaknesses for everything. That is nuts. That is absolutely amazing. Especially if you can hit every single weakness, you are going to really, really do some damage here, which will be really interesting. And then, of course, we do have 3 colours there for Psyshot, which is 30 damage, which is terrible, but you only want to play this for the ability. And let's just have a little look at the other ones as well. We've got Mesprit right here. 1 Psychic for Contact. Search your deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. And then for another Psychic, we've got Mumble for 20 damage. And lastly, of course, we do have Ezelf as well. So for 1 Psychic, we have Psy Power. Put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Simple as that. We have already checked out the Poipole, so we won't go through that in this one. And I think there is a GX coming up that we haven't seen. We will show it off quickly, but we won't go through it properly. So one of the dragon types is Druddigon. And I have to say, if this is coming out in the new Sword and Shield game, I might want to give this a go, because I've never actually played with this in terms of card and also in terms of the game. Never really come across one, but it just looks so interesting. I just love the colours on it. I love the overall design of it. It just looks awesome. It really, really does. Speaking of awesome, let's have a look at these attacks and see if they are. So we got double colours here for drag off. Choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and switch it with his or her active Pokemon. Then do 30 damage to the new active Pokemon. Or we have Firewater colours for Dragon Tail, 100 times damage. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 100 damage for each heads. So that could be pretty interesting. We then, of course, have Naganadel GX that we've already checked out. And, of course, at the same time, we checked out Poipole. We then move into one of the tag teams that we haven't checked out at the moment. I will show it off. It is Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno, a 3 tag team, 300 HP, sorry. We won't go into too much detail on that, and we'll just shuffle past that quickly. We will be checking that out, don't worry, but we already know that that won't be making it into this set. It'll be coming out in our special set this year, which is looking incredible, and we'll discuss that after we've finished Unified Minds. So let's have a look at the colours now. So we have a Lickitung right here, and that tongue is extremely long and doing something really weird. So we have 1 colours for Sumo Draw. Draw 1 card for each of your Pokemon in play that has a retreat cost of 4. Okay, very interesting requirement here. I mean, you're going to be drawing 1 anyway because this has got 4 retreat, but not everything has got 4 retreat. So it's going to be interesting. And then we've got 3 colours here for Tongue Slap, 40 damage. Very costly for not a lot of damage there. Evolves into a Lickitung. Again, very cool artwork. 1 colours for Rollout, 40 damage. And then for 3 colours we got Licky Licky Dancing. Yep. 90 damage, discard 1 card from your opponent's hand without looking. If you do, discard 1 card from the top of your opponent's deck. If you do, discard 1 energy from the opponent's active Pokemon. Oh. Okay. From your opponent's hand without looking. If you do, discard 1 from the top of your opponent's deck. If you do, discard... Right, so it's basically a chain reaction of things. So you get 1 from their hand, 1 from their deck, and 1 from the energy? So you've got to do... Wow, that's crazy. And 90 damage as well on top of that. We then have Hoot Hoot. Look at that. That is great. Really awesome indeed. So cool. He's looking at the Zapdos. I love these cards so much. They look absolutely great. So for what double colours here, sorry, we've got Air Slash, which is 30 damage, and you discard 1 energy attached to this Pokemon. And then we have a Noctowl there, again, with a very nice artwork, like this one a lot. Double colours for Blindside, does 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon that already has damage counters on it. And then for a double colours, we've got Slashing Claw for 60 damage. So 60 and 60. Cool. We then have an Ordino right here with 90 HP. Not as strong as its EX, I believe. Ability, we have Hearing. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may draw a card. Hey! And that's pretty much it. If you put a skateboard on it, happy days, you literally get some drawing power there, because you can just go ability, skateboard, and just keep going back, forth, back, forth. Obviously it doesn't work like that, but you know, it'd be pretty cool if it could. There's also double colours here for Drain Slap, which is 30 damage, and this Pokemon recovers 30 HP, so probably not the best there. The ability is interesting, might be a good one during pre-release if you can get that going. There he is right there, it's Fletchling, and he's out in the... There's a bit of fire there, actually. Oh, there's a little bit of fire. Or maybe that's leaves. Could be leaves, but I'm thinking it's fire. But he's out in the winter. He's having a chill before he evolves up into some fire types. So we got 1 colours for Flap, and that does 10 damage. We then have Type Null, which this is a very, very strong artwork indeed. That looks absolutely amazing. That is so, so nice. 1 colours for Smash Kick, 20 damage, and then double colours for Quick Blow, 30 plus damage. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does an additional 30. Moving down, then we also have a Silvally. Very, very nice. Double colours for Avenger Heart. 30 plus damage. If this attack does... Sorry, this attack does 50 more damage for each prize card your opponent took during their last turn. Okay, so if they did knock out something like maybe a GX or maybe a tag team, then you're looking at possibly 2 or 3 extras. So that might be that might be 180 for just 2 energies. I mean, that's pretty sweet. Let's just put it that way. Then triple colours here. We got Air Slash for 120 damage and discard an energy from this Pokemon, which is slightly annoying. We then move into a very interesting thing because we move into our trainer cards here, and we haven't quite seen these before, but we've got Z crystals. So yeah, we're getting a Normalium Z Tackle. So what does this mean? So basically, it does get attached to a Pokemon, but the Pokemon has to have the attack Tackle to use a GX attack. Yes, I am saying that right. A possible basic with maybe less than 60 HP with the move Tackle can have this attached, and for 4 energies can use a GX which does 200 plus damage. Flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 40 more damage for each heads. So straight away with 4 energies you're doing 200 guaranteed, and this is on a 40 HP basic possibly. That is very, very nice indeed. And with the way we can increase energies very quickly in the game now, you know, by turn 2, you're probably guaranteed. If you've been able to play something like Welder and put a fire energy down yourself, you are probably going to be looking very strong to be knocking something out very quickly, and might even drag something up that your opponent doesn't want knocked out. So it could be a very, very interesting card. I'm going to be interested to see what people are going to do with this. There's not just that one though, we are also getting Flyinium Air Slash. So this is going to be like a Flyinium Z Air Slash. So again, this gets attached, but it has to be attached to a Pokemon with the attack Air Slash. Again, 4 energies, Dive Crasher GX, 180 damage. Prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Again, 180 damage, but you're not getting knocked out. And this could be a basic with less than 60 HP. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really like the look of these. It's going to be great to see if people are going to play with these. You know, you could just literally make a basic deck here. Now, obviously, it can only be just used once. So it's a bit of a one-trick pony. But for 200 plus damage, I'll take that. I will definitely take that. So let's move into some others here. We move into a U-turn board, and this is rather cool. So this is obviously a tool card, but the retreat cost of the Pokemon this card is attached to is a colourless less. If this card would go in the discard pile from in play, put it in your hand instead. So instead of your Pokemon being knocked out and everything attached to it goes in the bin, this goes back to your hand. So it's almost like an escape board without the functions of like an escape board. You still get your colourless less, but you're not able to like stop sleep and everything like that, which is why it's played with Jirachi. But I do like it. I do really, really like it. I think this is going to be very, very nice. Might be a little bit of a replacement for escape boards, especially if the escape board will rotate. Then at least then we've got a U-turn board to carry on doing the switching and everything, which is always nice. We do have a trainer as a supporter, and this is Pokemaniac, dressed as a Slowpoke, which is pretty nice. Search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon with 4 retreat cost and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So possibly a very good way of using this with, was it the Licky? Or the Lickitung? I think it was a Lickitung with the draw thing. Being able to have, you know, the 4 retreat on your bench. Happy days, you know, your Lickitung's going to be drawing you some really good cards. We then move into Jesse and James. Oh yes, they are in this set. Now, I don't think they'll be a holo. If they are a holo, that would probably be our holo for the set, which would be absolutely amazing. So that's pretty nice. Each player discards 2 cards from their hand. Your opponent discards first. If a player has no cards in their hand, you do not discard any cards. Now that's literally what it does. It discards cards from both you and your opponent's hand. So that could really be an interesting disruption thing. It can also disrupt you, of course, but if you've got a way of just grabbing back those things, or, you know, it's fine to just put them in the bin, happy days. So yeah, an interesting one there with Jesse and James. We then have a stadium card called Blizzard Town, which looks incredibly cold. So it is a stadium. Each Pokemon in play with 40 or less with 40 or less remaining HP can't attack. Straight up, that's what it does. If they've got 40 or less HP, they cannot attack, and that's just because of Blizzard Town. So yeah, probably going to be a nice situational card. Might obviously hinder a few cards from attacking that are almost knocked out. But I don't know, there might be other stadiums that are a little bit better than this. But who knows, it may make its way in. This is an interesting one. We are getting a Recycle Energy. This card provides a colourless energy. If this card is put into your discard pile from play, return it to your hand. So it's basically an energy that never goes away. Yes, it is a colourless. It's not a rainbow energy. It is just a colourless. But the fact that even when something is knocked out and that thing has been attached, you get it back, which is insane. Really, really insane. And we then have, from this set, we have 4 cards here that were just basically reprints. Some of them we will be able to still use, others not so much. So we've got a netball, which I have to say looks great. I love how all of these, all the Pokeball type things are all basically on a desk. This one doesn't disappoint. We've got a Gladion with Silvally in the background. Again, very interesting artwork. We do have a Lily. That is very nice. That'll still be able to be played, which is always good. And then we also have Lusamine, which will still be able to be played because a alternative full art came out in Ultra Prism. So that will still be able to get played. So yeah, I think these 2 cards are going to be big ones. Possibly this one, because it is one of the only ways of searching for Pokemon, or at least grass Pokemon, that is pretty decent anyway, and very reliable. But yeah, there we go. So that is the cards all sorted for Sky Legend. But of course, we do have the secret rare cards to check out, and that is what we're going to head over and check out right now. Okay then guys, let's do it. Let's have a little look. Let's finish the video off, of course, with the secret rares, with the full arts. So we'll start with the trainers first. Let's do it. So our first full art trainer is Pokemaniac, which does look rather interesting. It does look a little bit weird, but it works. I think this works very, very well. If you're a big fan of Slowpoke, then I'm guessing you'll probably want 4 of these. Don't think this is going to be the most expensive card from the Unified Mind set. Yes, it does help get 3 4-retreaters onto the bench, or at least into your hand, but that's about it. But you never know. It might be a pretty nice card. I quite like it. It looks really interesting. I'll be definitely trying to get one of those. We also are going to be getting Jesse and James. Yep. And I love the background where you've got Meowth and Wobbuffet with what looks like either catnip or mud or something. But it's just an amazing looking card. If this actually will come out in our Unified Mind set, it will look amazing. Now the reason I say might is because it's not 100% confirmed whether that will make it in. There was supposed to be a full art Giovanni that came out in our previous set, Unbroken Bonds. It came out as the normal artwork, but not the full art. That full art is apparently going to be used in our special set for this year. Now, people are also thinking that Jesse and James might not make it, and with Jesse and James not making it, why would Weezing and Arbok not make it? And then that draws into the factor that obviously the 3 Bird GX is not going to come out because that will be part of the Elite Trainer box as well. A lot of things are happening, which then brings up the fact that possibly the 3 Pokemon that I showed you, I think it was Crustle, Hoot Hoot, and Ekans, who were all staring at the legendary birds, might not make it either. So there's all these cards that might not make it, but they're not confirmed. We know that Giovanni's scheme, the full art anyway, will probably come out. We know that. We're just thinking that this might also come out with it as well. So it might be something that comes out in this set, it might be in the next one. But we won't have long to wait. I think it's about 3 weeks, if not a month, until that set comes out, and then boom, we're all good. So yeah, that is the 2 full art trainers from this set. Very, very cool indeed. I think Jesse and James is going to be a very sought after card. People are going to want that. I just love Wobbuffet and Meowth in the background. They look crazy. It's just so cool. Such an amazing card. But there we go. So let's have a little look at those beautiful gold cards. So what have we got in particular? We've got U-turn board. So that will probably be a pretty strong. I think that'll be a pretty strong contender. Quite a expensive one. I think a skateboard is obviously quite a high one at the moment, and with this being similar but not spot on to an escape board, this might be up there as quite costly. We're also going to be getting Viridian Forest. Sorry, I say this, we might not actually get this in this set. We probably won't. We haven't had any of the full art stadiums so far. We're still waiting for when they're going to be. So it's just going to be a bit of a ticking timer, just waiting. We're hoping it's going to be pretty soon. It would be great to have all of these full art, the full art stadiums. It's something that I've wanted very, very. I've mentioned it in a video before. Then they brought them out. I think the first one was Brooklet Hill, and it was like, whoa, they're actually doing this now. So yeah, they're definitely going to be something I'm going to be looking for very, very quickly to get them. And lastly, we do have Recycle Energy, which again could be a costly-ish card. It is a pretty playable card because it's got the fact that you can just attach it and then it just goes straight back to you. Happy days. It could be an easy card to put in with something like Eevee and Snorlax, because at least then you're able to get an energy back. If you've played possibly 4 energies that are all this one, the Recycle Energy, happy days. You get all 4 of them back and you can just carry on playing them. It could be. It could be. But yeah, they are the 3 gold cards coming from this set. Nothing about the Z crystals, although I would absolutely adore to have them as gold cards as well. That'd be great. Hopefully they do bring out maybe a few more of them, not just 2. But we'll have to wait and see for that. But from there, let's move on and we can jump into Guess the GX, the answer from our previous video, which would have been from Naganadel GX. So, what have we got? So I gave you that picture right there. Probably a bit of an easy one, but if you guys got it, well done. It was Raichu GX, the Rainbow Rare. And this will be one that we'll be rotating when we get into the next format after Worlds. Or no, it's just before Worlds. It's a day before Worlds. Oh, it's so cool. Can't wait to see what people are going to be playing, because obviously it's going to throw everything into the air and you'll be like, ah, what's happening? So yeah, going to be an interesting one. And let's finish it off then with the Guess the GX for this video. So we have got that picture there, that one right there, and a massive one right there. Let me know in the comments below what you think this GX is, as well as your thoughts on the cards that we have checked out in today's video. Another quite long video, I can appreciate that, but we had to get through these cards just to check them out in readiness for Unified Minds, which is looking to be an amazing set. Oh, there's so many cards we haven't seen. There's another set to look for, and we're going to be getting to that very soon, which will make up the remainder of the cards. We may see some random bits and pieces thrown in there as well. But the next set, guys, I think it's the next video that's coming up. It's probably going to be my favourite GX. I'm putting it out there. So, I'm going to leave it here for this video, and I will see you guys in the next video on the channel.